I know you can't smell what I'm smelling, but the sweet, sweet aroma of pumpkin spice is permeating my apartment. Don't know if that word, if the way I use permeating is used correctly there. Permeating? Permeating means to like spread through, I think. And maybe that's right. I'm not sure it's right though. Good morning, Chip. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Julie. My coffee pot doesn't look as full as it usually does. It's like somebody already had a cup. I live by myself in a one-bedroom. Who the hell drank the rest of my coffee, you know? How would it be if I had the light off? Let me set my camera down. And lower that. Oh, wrong way. Let's see. How would it be like that? I mean, is that too grim? Is that grim or is that cool? Good morning, Andrew. John Doe wants to know if that's all for me. The coffee? Oh, yeah. I'm not sharing any with you. Too early for lights. Well, John Doe, then you and I are on the same page. I mean, I don't know that it's too early for lights, but I guess I'm on the same page. We kind of like this mellow lighting. I'll look mysterious. I'll look like Two-Face, the guy from Batman. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are getting what I'm saying. But I think I'll be looking like Two-Face. The sky. Wait, where is it? Oh, you can see a little sunrise right there. Might be a rainy day today. I'm not totally sure. Got a day off, at least for now. Good morning, Opal. How are you? I've missed you, Opal. I feel goodness in Opal. Opal's cup is dirty. Otherwise, I would go get it and drink out of Opal's cup. It was fun. I had my nephews and nieces here this weekend, and people were asking like where I got various candles from or where I got some things. And I was going, oh, that was somebody that watches my show that sent a housewarming package. And it kind of felt nice. So thank you, Opal. Julie, Alexandra, and anybody I'm missing that has sent me a housewarming package. I very much appreciate it. Am I a proud American? Almost feels like that's a trap. Sure, I'm a proud American. Good morning from Louisiana. Yeah. And good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is July 29th. It is 6:16 a.m. Happy Tuesday. This is a show I have been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. Show about me sharing the adventures that are one man's life, the highs and lows, the fears, the anxieties, the I don't know, just challenges that sometimes we have, but also the successes and the victories and the overcoming of those challenges and fears. Yeah, so Anyway, it's a show I've been doing a while. And welcome to Coffee with Ken. For those that have been watching a while, you know it is not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. And for anybody that saw the very beginning of my show, you know it's the pumpkin spice. And I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Maybe caffeine is a drug. It's not a drug that calls you all day like alcohol or weed. But boy, that first sip, I mean, I feel it. It was... That's the feeling of the coffee going through. And it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. Oh, and again, it's pumpkin spice. Somebody says, don't drink coffee tomorrow and see if it calls you all day, brother. That is definitely a drug. Dax, what you're missing is if I smoked weed, whether it's a drug or not, I guess isn't irrelevant. If I smoked weed or had a screwdriver right now, the rest of the day I would be obsessed with having more weed. I'd be consumed with thoughts of alcohol and weed. Incapable of functioning, falling down, passing out, doing all vomiting in the case of alcohol, laying on the couch staring at the TV. Yeah. Why would I have a screwdriver? Because it seems like it's something you drink in the morning. Oh. Caffeine dehydrates you. What's my take on it? Too much dehydration can cause back pain and disc problems. Well, I guess my take on it, if that's your biggest issue with caffeine, that'd be my take on it. Let's see. You're fine with, I didn't mean to dive into the whole drug thing. Yeah, I don't mean to dive into the whole drug thing. But I'll tell you what, that first sip was good. Brenda gets her day started by praying for the world. I definitely think prayer is a great way to start your day. Yeah. Good morning, Batty Lynn. Well, somebody has to go. All right. How about I start my podcast in the future? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Yeah. While we have a glorious audience, poor Andrew's got his thumbs tired. He's been so busy trying to moderate the page. That he's going, when can we go to subscriber only? Hello from Melbourne, Australia. Your family is asking a question. Well, attend to your family. You don't need to be watching me here. You don't need to be watching me drink coffee and engage with this glorious audience if your family needs you. Or do they need something from me, Mr. Kumar? Is your family asking me a question? Well, stop telling me they want to ask a question, Mr. Kumar, and just ask it. If I don't want to answer it, I'll ignore it. Hello from Tasmania. Tasmania. Do I ever cry? Oh yeah. I haven't cried in a little while. You see me cry on this show. You'll see me cry on this show. Oh, do I cry? But I haven't cried in a while. That's not true. I might have had a tear. I wasn't totally sure if it was like tear crying, but it probably was. It wasn't just watery eyes. Yeah. So yeah, I cry. Do you all cry? You guys can answer yes or no. Do you all cry? How often? What makes you tear up? Can I cry on command? I don't think so. Batty Lynn says no. Monkey says no. Melissa says good morning. KB cries because they battle depression. I don't know if, well, I mean, I guess crying might be a symptom of depression, but I almost think it's good for the soul. Andrew says when his son was born. Stevie says he hasn't cried since he was a young kid. AJ is just saying good morning. So we get a mixed bags of people to cry. Most of the times during movies and songs. But when you're hearing a song, it's touching you and connecting to you. Yeah. Hi from Iran. Well, thank you. Am I okay? I think that I am. I think that I am. I didn't sleep real well. I was afraid during the night. It reminded me why I'm here in Wisconsin. I came to Wisconsin back in February because I was afraid all the time, and for the previous, 6 years or so. I did my best to leave something in the rear view mirror. But it's not all the way there. What makes me afraid? Well, I've struggled with anxiety a lot. Sometimes I get afraid about how long it will take for the dryer to dry my comforter. Like I'll go, okay, I want to take a nap at 1 o'clock, but I just threw in the comforter. Will it be dry in time so I'll be able to take a nap before I go to work? And that'll really worry me. But when more serious things come along, death doesn't frighten me. but almost everything else does. Somebody said they could never live in Wisconsin. Just kidding, you're getting coffee. Why Wisconsin? Arg. You could never live in Wisconsin. Wisconsin seems pretty great. I started letting social media bum me out about Wisconsin though yesterday, or bum me out about my town, but it was just social media, I think. People can be so mean on social media. It's weird. I'll tell you what, I've never thought this, I've never understood it. And I still don't understand, but I think there's a lot of anti-Semitism in this world. Yeah. There's a lot of amazing hatred towards Israel and Jewish people, and I don't even know why. I really don't. I never have said that in my life. Yeah, I know what happened during World War II and the Holocaust. But wow, there's some people that really dislike Jewish people in Israel. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. I have a family that's, my nieces and nephews' father is Jewish. And we went to the farmer's market the other day, and there's protesters up there with Free Palestine signs and Stop the Genocide and all this other stuff. And I'm not even making a comment on all that. But my nephews feel impassioned about it, and we're engaging in a discussion with these protesters, these Free Palestine protesters. But it wasn't horrible, it wasn't violent, it was discourse on the street. And I took a picture of it and I posted it on social media, and I started getting attacked. And it was by people that must support the Free Palestine cause. And I'm just telling you, if you're going to attack anybody that doesn't wholeheartedly agree with your opinion, you're going to lose the middle ground. I'm a middle ground in that. But if anything, they pushed me away from whatever cause they were supporting. Thank you, Brenda White, for that. You can't hate Israel or Palestine. They're both great countries. I think media makes the hatred worse sometimes. Okay, Sad Man Islam, I've spoken a lot about that. Thank you very much, Brenda. I've spoken a lot about that. I've gone, well, I don't know, I'm not either Palestine or Israel. I wish we could all get along. I'm very clear about it. But holy smokes, you post anything. Again, I was just kind of proud of my nephews engaging. I wasn't so passionate to even engage, but they were. We're doing it cool, and I just thought their passion was worth sharing. And holy crap, suddenly I'm horrible. It was weird. And I think that must come from deep-seated hate of Jewish people and Israel, and I don't even know what it means. I don't even know why one would hate them. I maybe am learning from The Chosen. I've been watching The Chosen over the last 3 weeks or so. I didn't even know what it was to be Jewish. I didn't know what it meant. I thought Jewish was a religion. You know, I thought it was something if I picked up the Old Testament, let's say, and really focused my reading on the Old Testament and just kind of got rid of the New Testament part of the Bible, that I would be Jewish. But I'm not sure it works that way. Jerusalem and Bethlehem look amazing. Not on The Chosen, they don't. Name 3 ways Israel has benefited me. Do I need to? I can't think of 3 ways Israel has benefited me at all. But then again, I can't think of 3 ways Kenya has benefited me, or Greece. So I'm not sure what your point is. Let's see. Considering how much of my taxes go to that country. I mean, is this about taxing? Is this about taxation? And I'm not even trying to argue with you, No Name. Is this because the money? Is this about, I mean, is that what the hate? I don't think that's what the hatred is about, No Name. Yeah, I don't consider how much technology they copy and resell. I don't think this is about technology being copied and resold, No Name, or about taxation. I just don't. I mean, if you want to make that argument, okay, I could discuss that, but I don't think it's that. I think it's real hatred for the people, and for the first time in my life, I'm going, holy smokes. Most of it's not spoken about. Most of it must be hidden. But there was just yuckiness, and it was weird. I just thought it was 2 people engaging on different perspectives, but it was yuck. I do love Euros. Okay, so Greece has given me the Euros. I mean, is there any Israeli food that I'm especially into? Not that I can think of. Daniel says, Jesus is the reason you haven't drank or used in almost 4 years. Way to go, Daniel. Way to go. I do feel like half of Israel army are like sort of kidnapped kids been trained to be Israeli. I don't know what that means. What are my thoughts on cappuccino after 11? I don't have any thoughts on cappuccino after 11. I'm not sure I've ever even had cappuccino. I'm not sure I've ever even had cappuccino. What's my thoughts on the original Jurassic Park film? The original, I think, was great. I mean, it was so easy after the original to make so many, and I don't think it needed to make so many, but again, people go, and I actually was somewhat interested to go see the most recent Jurassic Park, but I didn't. The first one was great, I thought. Did I watch Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix? No, I haven't. Does anyone actually know Israelis and how they are to be around? I don't know. I mean, No Name, now you're touching on something else. Before you brought up taxation and technology, but now you're saying how are Israelis to be around? You know, which gets me back to the point that I don't think it's about taxation. And if you said, how are fill in the blank, this ethnicity to be around, you'd be called a racist, right? No Name says Israelis are not a race. You're picking at words, No Name. Whether you are or not, you're saying, how is this type of people to be around? Whatever you want to define it, you're saying, how is this type of people to be around? You know? So as I was saying, you brought up taxation and you brought up technology stealing, and I said, well, if that's your reason, I'd discuss it, but I'm betting it's not. And now you're going into the type of people they are, which makes me think it has nothing to do with taxation, and it has nothing to, have I been around actual Israelis? I mean, I don't know. I walk the streets of Appleton. I don't card people and say, are you an actual Israeli? I mean, have I been around actual, all sorts of places? Probably not. Opal says her coffee tastes extra good today. I wonder why, Opal. Well, ever happy dude, you don't have to say you're not a fan. You can just tune off. You know, if you don't like what I'm talking about, anybody, ever happy dude, you don't have to announce it. You just leave. And I mean that. I'm not even being mean, but I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. This isn't a channel made for you, ever happy dude. It's not. You still don't understand what's going on? Well, just watch. Gamby respects USA. You're having your last wine with your first coffee. Opal says she thinks you put the French vanilla in it today, or maybe it's because I'm extra tired this morning and you really need it. Sad Man has switched to instant coffee. Well, I know you're a fan, but these topics are just not your thing. Well, again, I'm not hurt, ever happy dude. But maybe this isn't a good one for you today. You know? Maybe it's not a good one for you. So you don't have to watch today, and that's okay. Or you can change the subject. You can talk about whatever and see where I go. But I thought it was important to talk about. I'm not going to hide for something. I guess my point is, ever happy dude, I'm not going to poll my watchers and say, is it okay that I talk about something today? Uh-oh, ever happy dude doesn't like this topic. I shouldn't talk about it. It's just not the way it works, but I'm glad you watched. There are so many Jewish tropes that are negative. You think I'm a guy that's not lived in a big metropolitan area? Oh, are you talking, you don't think I've lived in a big metropolitan area? Well, Jolly Rancher, they asked for 3 things that Israel's given me. You brought up euros and coffee, and I don't know that I drink Kenyan coffee, just for the record. You know, I don't know if I drink Kenyan coffee. He's saying you seem chilled, living a quiet life. Yeah, but I've definitely lived in big metropolitan areas. Cherry tomatoes were invented by Israel? I would have a hard time believing that tomatoes would grow well in Israel. I've never been, but to me, it seems like a very dry looking place. And it wouldn't seem like a place that tomatoes would do real well. It seems with all the juice in the tomato, the tomato would probably need a lot of rain. Oh, yeah. Was the Garden of Eden? I don't know, where was the Garden of Eden? Where was the Garden of Eden? Israel is a desert. Cherry tomatoes, any kind of a tomato, need a wet, moist environment in which to grow. I grew up on a farm. I think I should know how to grow vegetables. Well, nobody's, your name is Hey Relax, guys. You're going, I think I should know how to grow vegetables. Wait, what did you say again? Hold on. Okay. So you don't think Israel would be a good place to grow tomatoes? I don't either. Oh, at the crux of Three Rivers. Isn't that in Pittsburgh? Isn't there like a Three River Stadium? Nobody knows exactly where Eden was. Now that's Old Testament. And I guess I haven't explored, I mean, yeah, I've watched the Ten Commandments a whole bunch. And I guess that has nothing to do with Christianity, really, the Ten Commandments. Or even, I mean, maybe they believe it as like in the back. It's kind of interesting to me. Again, I'm just learning about religions by, of course, how else would I do it? By watching a series on Prime TV. Jolly says, Garden of Eden was in Mesopotamia. Somebody wants me to go to Ghana to make a business together. What type of business would we do in Ghana? I'm sorry. I've never been to Ghana. I can't think of 3 things Ghana's given me either. But I'm sure there's plenty of nice things about Ghana. Wait, some suggest the Garden of Eden is in Mesopotamia, Iraq, Turkey, Syria, and Iran. All right. Okay. Let's dive deeper. So was there really, are we literal Bible people? Was there a place that, let's just say, that had a ton of, that was Eden-like, had a lot of, I assume, moisture to grow lots of plants, and somebody named it the Garden of Eden. To be in Mesopotamia where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet, but that's just a guesstimate. Well, okay, let's go with it. I don't know where Mesopotamia is, but is that over there by like Iran and Iraq somewhere? It wasn't a place. It was an endemic era where we were in perfect grace with God. Yeah, okay. So I've always interpreted it that. But people are saying there was an actual place where the Garden of Eden was, correct? But now you're saying, I mean, yeah. Somebody's Africa. Wait a minute. Yeah, but Jolly Rancher. Just because Ghana supplies TJ Maxx with African art and knickknacks doesn't mean those are things that Ghana has given me. Because whether there was African art in TJ Maxx or knickknacks in TJ Maxx hasn't really greatly impacted my life in one way or the other. Do I mean it was a metaphor? Yeah, I mean, I guess, is that what we're saying? Was the Garden of Eden a metaphor? Was there not actual a place? Or was there a place? The people that are saying it's by various rivers believe there was a place. But it was in the Middle East. To me, it seems strange that the Garden of Eden would be in the Middle East. I guess I'm still getting my brain around that all this religious stuff is centered in over there. Because to me, I'm picturing the Garden of Eden being some rainforest with some big old snake hanging down from a jungle. And that's not what I picture in the Middle East. Let me get a little more coffee. You guys want to come along? You don't need to come along. I'm just going to go over there. Good morning, Tanya Flanagan. How are you? Let's see. You are questioning the Holy Land. Yeah, sure. Am I questioning the Holy Land? Yeah. Yeah. Just south of Rockford. Oasis in the desert. Teeter hates snakes. Not on a slightly tangential discussion. We took a big rattler out yesterday in the field. Where do you live, Teeter, that you have big rattlers? And when you say take it out, does that mean it's no longer alive? I feel bad if you killed the snake. I mean, maybe. Teeter, where are you from? Are you from like Texas? Some suggest that, but there's no definitive answer. No archaeological or scientific consensus on the exact country for the Garden of Eden. Okay, but let's go. Was whoever wrote whatever part of the Bible has the Garden of Eden in it? Genesis, maybe? Whoever put those words down, did they come across some lush place with lots of vegetation and perhaps some snakes? You're in Montana. Okay. Well, I appreciate that you unalived it. So Montana has big rattlers? I guess they would, because it's the desert. It's the desert. It's weird because I always pictured the desert to be really hot, and I'm sure it gets hot in Montana. But again, last year when I was riding through Wyoming, I was amazed how barren it was. Yeah. that there's only snakes in Texas. I didn't say there's only snakes in Texas. I mean, used to be a herpetologist. I know a lot about snakes. I'll bet you I know a lot more about snakes than whoever said that. Oh, Avery Milton. Let's see. Israel is a large exporter of produce. People who, Jolly Rancher, are you a bot? Are you AI? Can somebody look, is Jolly, because they're just spewing out, I mean, good stuff, good information. Really good information, but it seems the way they're saying it is like I'm on ChatGPT. Huh. Do I have any thoughts on Buddhism? Yeah, it seems peaceful. I think I could get my head around Buddhism. Somebody asked me if I had any thoughts on Hinduism, and honestly, I don't really know much of Hinduism. I like meat, though, and I believe eating cows would be a sin in Hinduism. Buddhism, I think I could get my head around. I don't know, is Buddhism a religion as much as a practice or a state of mind? I think I could enjoy a lot of aspects of like Buddhism in a yoga way, but I don't know if I honestly don't know if Buddhism believes like in a higher power. And no, I wasn't actually a herpetologist 55. I sure wanted to be as a kid, though. It was my dream goal. Most kids wanted to be firemen or astronauts, and I wanted to be a herpetologist. Howard wants to do a stream channel like mine. Well, do it. Teeter, you're still making me laugh because you said you unalived the snake. I still feel bad for the snake. I mean, are horses in danger from a big rattlesnake, really? Teeter, I'm going to go to you as my expert. What's my favorite snake? I would say the scarlet king snake is a snake that was on my to-own list at one time, and I think it's so beautiful, and I like how it patterns itself after the coral snake. So the scarlet king snake, I guess, would be my favorite snake. Yeah. Somebody says the king cobra. Yeah. Cobras get a lot of attention. I mean, they're scary. They're big. The king cobra, I think. All right. Somebody wanted me to prove it. Do I know the difference? Avery Milton, yes, I do. And again, I'm sure I know more about snakes than you, even though you insulted me. I think the world record king cobra was 18 feet. Is Buddhism your mind is a higher power? Have you guys seen the guy who walks barefoot in the Everglades and catches Burmese pythons? No, I haven't. I wouldn't be afraid of catching. I mean, I don't know how big Burmese pythons get. They're not, I'm pretty sure they're not native to the Everglades, and they were pets that started getting too big and were released there and have done really well in that environment. But I don't think Burmese pythons are native to the Everglades. What I'd be scared about if I was walking barefoot is, well, A, an alligator, and B, like a water moccasin. Again, and maybe if I don't know how big Burmese pythons get. I mean, obviously they can't be native to the Everglades. I assume they're Burmese, so that there must be from Burma. Good. What coffee? Yeah, he catches them because they're not native. Well, he's going to have to figure out a way to catch them real quick because apparently they're doing really well in the Everglades. Snakes are gross. I kind of have come, I don't love snakes anymore. I think they're amazing. But as a kid, I really loved them. Now I must say they kind of scare me. I rented a home in Naperville about 6 years ago. And when I moved in, and we moved in, my second wife ended up moving in with her kids with me there. There was like a garter snake nest. There were snakes all over the yard. Sometimes I'd walk out on the yard and the lawn would be moving because the little snakes were going. It kind of frightened me a little bit. No, a rattler did not take a huge chunk out of your leg. Snakes don't take chunks out of your legs. Relax, guy. I'm not believing that at all. They can't take chunks. That's not the kind of, snakes can't take chunks. They can't take chunks. They do not take chunks. Their fangs aren't designed to take chunks. Fangs aren't designed to take chunks, for the record. Oh, I've been bitten by snakes. Oh, by the chunks, you mean 2 divots. I doubt they were even divots. They were probably sharp holes. And I would not want to be bitten by a rattlesnake. I don't know how a snake lives, Ken. Do I believe Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam was a freedom fighter? Was he a communist dictator or a revolutionary trying to free his people from imperialism? Well, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, so I'll say that. I would say, generally, I think, if I had to, and don't hate me, that Ho Chi Minh was a revolutionary trying to free his people from imperialism. So yeah. I don't think he was in it for the money, Ho Chi Minh. I think he probably certainly believed that Vietnam should be free from the French and the United States and everybody else that has taken it over at various times. Stevie K says imperialism is probably better than communism in the grand scheme of things. Perhaps, but yeah, I mean, I think in his mind he was tired of other people being in Vietnam. Depends on the snake. Some of them have dog-like fangs. No, they don't. No snake has dog-like fangs. And while we're on the subject, I'm asked, did you think Bush stole the election with the no hanging chads thing? No. No. That was such a weird time. It's almost hard to believe that happened. But then again, we had a similar thing, but a more modern thing go on in recent elections. I mean, that sounds so old and antiquated that we used to vote and there'd be chads hanging from the ballot. That's what it felt like. Well, you said they had dog-like fangs. They don't. They have very sharp teeth, and they're made to penetrate and put venom in. Their teeth aren't meant to tear out hunks of meat. They swallow their prey whole. That's why they can't tear out chunks. They can't take chunks. They don't take chunks. They don't eat meat like that. They swallow it whole and they digest it. So yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't, but they don't. Okay. Avery said, who questions my knowledge of snakes, said, they just want a snack sometimes. But if they're going to eat a snack, they're just not going to take a little bite out of something. They're going to still swallow something whole that's small, like a little mouse or something. Steve. Let's see. Greetings from Southeast Asia. Greetings to you. Did I know that baby rattlesnakes are more deadly than big ones? I don't know if I believe that, Teeter. I don't believe that, Teeter. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't believe it. I think that might be Montanan lore and make you feel better about smashing whole big piles of baby snakes. I don't believe it because, I would imagine a full-grown rattlesnake has bigger venom pockets in its head or wherever they are than a baby does. They just have bigger heads. I don't think they could have as much venom. A baby rattler could nearly have the same amount of venom that an adult one does. Lisa Smith, blame all you want. My coffee is right here. My coffee is right here. The big ones are less likely to bite. Well, none of them are really likely to bite. Snakes aren't coming hunting for us, guys. Snakes, I promise you, want to be left alone. They don't look at us as prey. They don't have any use. The only reason a rattlesnake will bite you, and they will, is because you step on it. So, Teeter, are you still there? Because you said you unalived the rattlesnake to protect your horses. How many horses die a year in the United States? Somebody please chat GPT from snake bites. I'd like to know. I'm betting Teeter. And again, I look at Montana as the Texas to the north. Okay, Teeter, how many horses die a year from rattlesnake bites? Yeah, okay. And I appreciate. I loved how you said you unalived it. Wait, somebody says 3,000, somebody says 100. Probably hardly any horse, they'll stomp a snake out. Okay, you've lost 2 this year because of them. All right, well then some do die. Are you sure they died from snake bites? I just wouldn't think. Is that you don't see them? Oh yeah, no, I get it. But Richard, I agree, you don't see them, so you can step them. And a horse could step on a snake, and the snake could bite it, and it, I guess, could kill it. I wasn't totally sure that a horse could be killed by a rattlesnake, to be honest with you, because they're pretty big. But I guess they can. I doubt a baby rattler could kill a horse. I wouldn't think they would have the venom for it. What did it? The horses freak out over snakes? All right. Tyler says, you're the first live I've watched that you don't seem mentally ill. Well, I appreciate that, because half my show is, I talk a lot about mental health and my own mental health and my own anxieties and fears and struggling with depression. So I very much appreciate you saying I don't seem mentally ill. It makes me feel better. No, I wouldn't think a baby snake would latch on to you and hang on. I don't think it's true that baby snakes are more dangerous than adults. Teeter says it, but I'm guessing that's Montanan cowboy lore. And it just gives them an excuse to stomp on a bunch of babies. I think that's what's going on. I don't think snakes latch on. They don't want to latch on. They want to bite, let the venom in, and then release and hunt and track you down. That's why they got good noses. You asked Avery what snake I'd want. I don't want any snakes anymore because they kind of creep me out. I had a king snake once and it would eat mice and I'd feel bad for the mice. And I'm a little frightened by them now, but I still think the scarlet king snake's really cool. I laughed. Somebody threw out a Chuck Norris joke. I still think they're funny. Random is having a coffee with me. I hope you're enjoying it. Are snakes easy to take care of? Yeah. You don't have to feed them too often. They don't drink much water. You got to clean their cage and keep it, like have a heat lamp or something, or maybe a warm rock in there. But I'd say they're pretty easy to take care of if you don't mind handling them, because I think you got to clean their cage. But I didn't like feeding them mice. I felt bad for the mice, the poor little mouse. Hold on, I gotta sneeze again. Ooh. I look exactly like Bruce Willis. Okay, Hey Relax Guy says about 22 horses a year die from snake bites. Is that like in the world or the country? What's insulting Montana? I don't think Montana's going to be hurt by anything I say about it. I like Montana. It was big. I rode straight across it. I was there almost every day last summer. Alexa told you 100 snakes die. Yeah, Montana's cool. I moved to Appleton because I wanted to stay close to my kids, or at least fairly close to my kids. But if I could have relocated from anywhere from the western suburbs, I thought Bozeman, Montana was really cool. And yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was more expensive than where I live now. And I don't know that I could have afforded to do the jobs I'm doing now and have lived in Bozeman. But I thought it was really neat town, vibrant town, and it had mountains all around it. So I liked Bozeman a lot. Stevens, good luck to you and your father at the horse races. Did I know that 70 farmers die every year? I would bet it's more than 70. I would bet thousands of farmers die every year. What's my favorite part of where I live? Okay, I'll say a few things. I think the people, outside of the people on social media, are very nice where I live. People hold doors open and are friendly and kind here in Appleton, Wisconsin. I love the downtown I love the downtown. It's really cool. It's urban. And it's in a town of 75,000, which to me is not a very big town, but it's got a very urban feel, which I think is neat. The third thing I'll say is the cost of living is very affordable here. I pay $1,100 for rent in this apartment. And if I was living in Naperville or in Bozeman, Montana, which I just mentioned, I think the rent on a place like this would probably be $2,500 to $3,000. And at $3,000, I couldn't afford to make what I'm making and keep a roof over my head and cover my financial responsibilities. So, yeah, it's affordable. I'll go on. I think the state as a whole has a lot of, I think there's a lot of lakes around here. I was talking to some friends yesterday about how cool it'd be to buy a cabin on a lake. I talk about buying a home in Appleton, but honestly, I love my apartment so much, I don't know why I would want a home. But it might be cool to have a cabin on a lake one day. Did I tell my nephews about my idea of relocating all Israelis to Montana? No, I didn't. But I'd be happy to discuss it with them. I just didn't think to. That's not an every moment thought. But when people talk to me about the struggles, the Palestine-Israeli thing, I suggest they don't seem to want to get along, so why don't we move some of them if they want to move? Do I have a Scottish accent? No. If they wanted to go, Avery, yes, I suggested moving either Palestine or Israel to Montana. Red-bellied mud snake, they're absolutely gorgeous. I can't think of what a red-bellied mud snake looks like. Stevie K, a small urban-centric town is quite fantastic, especially when it's surrounded by wilderness. And I would say that's what Appleton is. Teeter says we don't want them here. How many cups of coffee do I drink in a day? That's just a snoozer. Do I find the Scottish accent funny? No, I think it's awesome. You're confused because I think it might, I'm not saying specifically Montana, but I'm saying if two people, Palestine and Israel, Israelis or whatever, the Palestinians and Israelis can't get along over thousands of years and keep killing each other, maybe one of them should move. Do I live Section 8? No. I don't use TV, I use my, Do you think you make enough to support a family in Wisconsin or just myself? I make enough. I have to pay child support to 2 ex-wives. Yeah. It's hard to support a family anywhere on one income. I couldn't send financial or child support to 2 ex-wives and support a family here on the money I make. No. Did I find a church home? I have a favorite, but it's not necessarily home yet. yeah. Raw Dog says he doesn't think the Palestinians or Jews want to leave their lands. Well, I get that. I was just throwing it out as an option. Stay tuned. That's none of your business. Hey, relax, guy. Enjoy your day. Do I think the Wisconsin people have accents? They certainly do. They say beg. Do you need a beg? Julie doesn't really have a Wisconsin accent, does she? Does Julie, are you still there? You're probably being quiet. You're lurking. Let's see. I like that. He goes, why none of my business? I'm curious. Just because you're curious doesn't make it your business. When I was a kid, did I watch sports? Hi, Julie Flanagan. Do you say beg, Julie Flanagan? Is the cheese good there? I don't know that the cheese is great here. I mean, it's cheese. Julie, is the cheese better in Wisconsin? Okay, Richard L. knows that Wisconsinites say big. Yeah, it's always funny. It kind of is cute. Again, they're usually really nice people that say it. Yeah. Wow, what a great show we've had today. Okay, she lost some of the Wisconsin accent. How far is Appleton to Milwaukee? I think it's about an hour and a half. Julie says cheese is better in Wisconsin. Why would that be, Julie? I mean, I've enjoyed some cheese in Wisconsin. My nephew's got some cool cheeses from the farmer's market. They got like a jalapeno cheddar jack or something like that, and it was nice. But why would it be better in Wisconsin? I mean, Illinois is right over the border. Is the technology better up here? Are the cows better? Have they figured it out and not shared the secret? Do I work out? I haven't worked out in like 5 days. It's kind of on my to-do list to do today. I think it'd feel better if I did. Again, I was a little scared during the night. So I might feel better if I worked out. Did I hear Ryan Sandberg died yesterday? Yes, I did. I'm not laughing at Ryan Sandberg. I'm laughing at Julie Flanagan saying we have better cows. Did he have cancer, Ryan Sandberg? He did for a while. He was a very significant player during a lot of my fandom. I think he came out, when was his rookie year? Like 1982, I think, or something like that. Is that right? I think it was like 1982 was his rookie year. And I was a huge fan back then. It definitely is always good. Somebody told me to hit the gym today, and it's always good. It is, but I was almost feeling tired of the gym. And this is going to sound lazy and whatever, and maybe it is. But I felt like I was dreading going to the gym over the last few weeks. And the reason I didn't go yesterday is I thought maybe absence would make the heart grow fonder, make me want it more. And I've kind of maintained a level of conditioning that is this, which is fairly in shape, but not great shape. And I haven't felt very passionate about it over the last few weeks, and I kind of been going through the motions. So, yeah. So, yeah, we've had a great audience today. I so appreciate you guys hopping on and joining me today. Jolly Rancher says, maybe I need to get back into the gym with other people and more equipment. Maybe I do, Jolly Rancher. Again, I've been going in my building and it's just dumbbells, and I don't feel I'm really working towards anything. I miss the pull-up bar, as silly as that sounds. It felt like I could work towards something doing the pull-up bar, and I don't have one, and I'm just lifting, bench pressing 50 pounds a lot of times. And to be honest, benching a lightweight a lot of times, I don't know if it gets boring, but I think it gets boring. And maybe that's it. Maybe I do need to get into a gym where I feel like I'm going somewhere maybe a little bit. There's a YMCA I could walk to. Maybe I should go over there today. Maybe that should be what I do today. What do you guys think about that? That could be a good goal. No, I'm not working today unless I pick up a shift. But maybe going to the YMCA today might be a good use of my time. Yeah, 55, you say you need to change things up often. I really don't have anything to change up. It's just me in a basement with at most 50-pound dumbbells, you know, and I'm getting bored of it, I guess. Go for a swim. I don't like swimming, but it'd be good to mix it up. Like if they had a pool at the Y or a shower or a hot tub to get me there or something. The video stream is mirrors, so the words are all backwards. So maybe I'll check out the Y. It might be a good excuse. Because I do need to mix it up. I'm going down and it just feels like drudgery. And sometimes I get it, you're not supposed to be super excited to go for a workout, but yeah, I'd like to maybe be able to go for a swim or go on I don't know, yeah, be inspired a little bit. Hey, Teeter, have you ever been to the Little Bighorn? What caused my divorces? I think I married the wrong women, or for the wrong reason. And I'm not blaming the women necessarily. So when they married the wrong man, we weren't meant to be together, is what caused my divorces. Yeah, my marriages. I think we all got married for the wrong reasons at the wrong time. What is my age? My age is 56. Isn't it really neat, Teeter? Wow, I happened upon it. I was just driving back to Chicago and I came across it. I mean, I've seen a movie and I know history, but I was awed almost there and didn't know. To me, I thought it was really, really cool and a thing I'm fortunate to have stopped at. And it was just a very reverent, if that's the right word, place or solemn place. And I thought it was really neat. You know, they had, again, the National Cemetery, which is solemn in and of itself, just the white gravestones all so aligned like at Arlington National. But then you go up on the hill and they have the exact spots where the bodies were found, and various Native American spots. Yeah, I thought it was really neat. Custer's not buried there, Teeter. He's buried at Arlington National, or no, he's buried at West Point. There's a place and a big, like, gravestone, but his body was interned or re-interned, or I don't know, moved to West Point, and he's buried at West Point. No, he's buried at West Point. I thought he was too, but I was there. But yeah, no, he was buried there, and they moved the body to West Point. You were really stressed during, not after. Been married now for 17 years. Do I have any daughters? I've got 3 beautiful daughters and 1 beautiful son. Except he's handsome son. He's my handsome man with a plan. His mama gave him a haircut, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. And his little sister's learning how to say haircut. And I miss him. Enjoy your day, Avery. Wow, what a great audience. 69 people are watching. We got 34 thumbs up. We even got $5 in the kitty. Yeah. It's been a great day. What are the ages of my daughters? 19, 16, and 2. Coming up on 3, though. Boo, boo, boo. How often do I shave my face? Pretty much every day. Is West Point Army or Navy? It's Army. Navy is the Naval Academy in Colorado, I believe. Do I have any coffee today? Well, yes, I have coffee. It's right here. I mean, it's almost empty. There's just a splash. But don't you worry. I've got half a pot over there. Should we talk a little longer? Is anybody subscribing to my page today? Has anybody subscribed? I wonder. When I turn it to subscriber only, I'm sorry, you're right. Naval Academy is in Maryland. You're right, I'm sorry. It's Air Force Academy, I'm thinking. Do I notice the coffee and alcohol make me sweaty? I don't know. I don't know that coffee... I do need to get some more deodorant. Good, thank you for the reminder. I do need to buy some deodorant today. Does the Marines, do they not have an academy? I'm gonna say they don't. And if they don't, why don't they? Somebody wants to know if I use roll-on or spray. It's not roll-on anymore, is it? Isn't roll-on the type of deodorant that we used to use in like a long time ago with a ball? It had a ball on the top. It's not a bad idea, come to think of it. Do they still sell roll-on deodorant? Roll on is for babes. My screen froze for some reason. Yeah, you don't think they have an academy. You're not sure why? Neither am I. Neither am I. But anyway, we've talked for 80 minutes today. And I appreciate you guys hopping on. It's Tuesday morning. I've got a big day today. I'm not totally sure what it holds. I worked last night. I didn't get a ton of sleep. I was afraid during the night, for anybody that's asking or wondering why. And hoping to have a little better day today. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm going to try and give my fear to God as much as I can, and try and find some peace today where I felt a little upset a lot of the day yesterday. Chris Bennett says, I would get more viewers if I did this at night. But the show's called Coffee with Ken. I mean, not that I'm afraid of drinking coffee at night, but it's a great way to start your day. Why was I afraid? I have some things that I'm working through, and some people I love very much that I'm worried about. I'll just leave it at that. That's why I was afraid. People I love very much that I was worried about. Well, thank you for having coffee with me every morning. I mean, I do appreciate you guys, and it's nice to, nice way to start my day, because a lot of times I'll wake up and I won't feel so great, and I'll say, well, thank you, God, and make my bed and get my coffee started and come out here, and usually helps me feel a little better, get some stuff off my chest. So, yeah. But anyway, well, Richard L., I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate y'all watching, and I want to thank you for joining me on this Tuesday morning. I hope you had a wonderful start to your week yesterday. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Hope you're enjoying your coffee. You are feeling good. You are loving yourself, and you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon.